How's it going, everyone? My name's Aaron Vogley, and today I want to give you my straightforward review of Dehancer. Dehancer is a film emulation plugin that's available on various creator platforms. I'm on their website right now, and I'm seeing they have it for Davinci Resolve, Final Cut Pro, Adobe After Effects, Premiere Pro, and for photo they have it on Adobe Photoshop, Lightroom, and a bunch of other stuff. They even have mobile apps. I didn't even know that. Would love to get my hands on them at one point, but today I'm just reviewing Davinci Resolve's plugin and how it has impacted my workflow. Background on me, I started my editing career out on Premiere Pro. During those times, I was constantly on the lookout for plugins like Dehancer that I could integrate into my workflow to make my work just feel all the more tied together and polished. And if you're someone who's currently working in Premiere Pro and you're still messing around with the Lumetri color panel, I feel for you. I was in your shoes, and that's a big reason why I would recommend a plugin like Dehancer. Let's hop into Davinci and let me show you guys Dehancer. So here we're in the color panel, and I've already done some really basic color corrections. If you look right here, I have a grayed out node, and this is where I keep Dehancer at the very end of all my corrections and all my look development. So let's just go ahead and enable that. I have not changed anything in this effect, and this is how it will look as soon as you slap it onto a node. Now, because I'm working in a DaVinci wide gamut color space, that is going to be my source. Look at all the stuff that we have here. We have so many different controls. We have print, film grain, halation, bloom, film damage, film breath, gate weave, which is defocusing, I think, yeah. And overscan, just so many different parameters that will give you that high fidelity look. The cool thing about Dehancer is they're not using lookup tables. They're taking your source timeline color space and applying it to all these individual effects, giving you so much control over your final product. This is way different than just slapping a LUT onto your footage. It's truly a great plugin, in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of the Kodak Vision 3, and if you look here, we have so many film stocks. This is just great. I mean, you don't have anything like this without this plugin. This is feeling pretty natural. Let's enable it and disable it. And mind you, I love this feature. I love having the ability to just toggle on and off effects, because it'll immediately give me reassurance of what I'm doing in the moment. I'm not gonna go super over the top. There's so many different film profiles here. Now, this is a big selling point for Dehancer. The quality of the film grain is outstanding. I think what I'll do here is I will give you guys a comparison of the film grain that Davinci Resolve natively does, and then I will show you guys this. And as you can see as I play this footage, it looks and feels so natural. My biggest complaint for things outside of Dehancer that try and sell you that film grain, the grain just has too much contrast. There's too much color noise. Versus this, it's not bothering me. And it's not going to scream like, hey, I slapped this digital film noise over my footage. That's a big plus. However, what would I use film grain for? Probably something like an artistic montage with a voiceover or something, maybe a documentary. Dehancer has done a great job on how they have achieved this look. I've created two nodes here. We have Dehancer, as you can see, and do I have grain enabled? Doesn't look like I do, so let's go ahead and enable that. Maybe this is the first con of the program, is there's so many different controls you might actually get lost, like you see me doing right here. Where in the world even is it? Film grain, here we go. It's not enabled, now it's enabled. We'll play this through, and you kind of just can see the motion, the lack of contrast. So now let's show you Davinci Resolve's version of film grain. Here we're in the film look creator, which comes with Davinci Resolve Studio. And I'm not bashing on it at all. I've actually used it in a few projects. because of how subtle you can get these looks, it really does help. So without Dehancer, you're not completely dead in the water. Let's take a look at their grain. So it says that grain is enabled here. I mean, there's barely anything. I mean, I feel like any digital camera would create this level of grain. Now let's bump up the amount of grain. Okay, now it's starting to look really broken. We're getting crazy contrast and artifacts. It just doesn't look, it looks like a VHS tape almost. Like, I can't say I hate it, but it's, I mean, you just cannot compare. It's next level. And so that alone is a really good reason to be looking at a plugin like this, because they've clearly spent time analyzing real film stocks and applying it to these effects. Who do I think Dehancer is for? I think Dehancer is for someone who wants the film look, not just a color grade. With a plugin like Dehancer, you can practically recreate the real world photochemical reaction of printing film. Like right here, I have an A7C. The footage that comes out of this camera is great. It's sharp, has high dynamic range, but the problem is it's too perfect. It's too sharp in some cases. And so Dehancer is exactly what it sounds like it is. It de-enhances the footage to give it not such a sharp and perfect look. We want to damage the film to give it style. And I think that they have absolutely nailed it when it comes to style and recreation of film stock. I want to show you guys a use case that I typically run into, which is color grading GoPro footage. Now, let me just show you, you don't need a high-end DSLR camera to achieve a really cinematic look. It really just comes down to balanced exposure and having a dope plugin like Dehancer, honestly. So once again, all I've changed is the exposure comp. We've got that creamy film grain going and a dope shot that I filmed myself. Selfless plug. First thing we want to do is hide these clips to expose more of the effects panel. I'm not entirely certain of the difference here, but this has a huge effect on the quality and separation of colors. And already, like, look at that. Look at that development that we've created. This went from just being kind of garbage GoPro flat color profile to now, I mean, it looks like I have an ARRI Alexa on my 5-inch quadcopter. Like, come on, this looks beautiful. Dehancer has created the software for you to apply it and immediately see results, but that's not what it's for. It really is for the creator to mess with it and develop, you know, your own unique profiles. You can take inspiration from the Kodak, you know, film prints or the Fujifilm, and then kind of twist it to your own style. And I think that's what makes this so special, is having that level of quality and that level of finite control. So that's my initial takeaway, just having worked with this for about 2 weeks now. There's definitely pros and cons when it comes to performance. I believe Dehancer is a little bit more GPU intensive, which is going to require a pretty beefy rig in order to put it on an entire 4K film. You can expect, because of all the controls and all the effects that you have in here, don't be surprised when your computer starts to bog down using this effect. So aside from the processing issue, the other part is the expense issue. I'll take you guys into the website right now and kind of show you guys what we're looking at in terms of damage to the old wallet. We have Dehancer Pro, which I have been blessed with the opportunity to try out for this video. So one thing is for sure, Dehancer is not a cheap plugin, but I mean, you pay for what you get. You're getting a lifetime license to all the control and, I would assume, updates that Dehancer would roll out. Hey guys, me from the future here. I just wanted to go back over this part of the video because I failed to highlight kind of the two primary packages that Dehancer has to offer. One of which being their subscription-based service, which allows you access to the entire suite of their products, whether that be for mobile version or whatever creative app you happen to have, Final Cut, After Effects, Premiere Pro, Davinci Resolve, etc. So they offer the subscription service, and then they offer lifetime services for the light version, which I'm certain you'll enjoy, but if you require really all the finite controls that you've seen me work with in this video, then I highly recommend the Pro version. It's expensive, don't get me wrong. Now, back to the subscription-based thing. I'm not a huge fan of subscription-based services when it comes to creative applications. However, I can see why they have it here. For those of you who are just looking to test the waters of film emulation, maybe the subscription-based service is right for you. And this is my time to interject to say that I have a 10% discount code, which will be here on the screen, as well as linked in the description as well. And you can apply this at checkout, whether you're buying a lifetime license or you're gonna try out a 1-month subscription. All that being said, me from the past has one more example clip to show you guys, and then I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the video after that. So I'll let him take it away. So I think this scene is actually a really great opportunity for us to explore halation and bloom. Looking at the shot here, we have crushed highlights, right? Straight out of the gate, without anything applied, you know, there's no detail on the fire, but it still looks all right. We can make it look better using halation and bloom. So let's go ahead and enable the bloom, and boom. Now we have much more roll off from the highlights. It feels just more stylistic. That to me is too much. You're starting to notice it here in their skin tones and stuff. That just looks, you're getting this weird ghosting effect. So that would be in the realm of too far, in my opinion. So let's back it off here, enable and disable it. Somewhere like there. I mean, like that feels all right to me. I like that. Now with the halation, we're seeing it mainly in the shadows here. This is a lot, you know. We're gonna back that off. Let's take a look at, we'll try some 8mm. Wow, whoa. See, I mean, obviously that's too much, but at the same time, it's creating this really cool, like almost chromatic aberration level look. Now, I would definitely back that off. Like, okay, so now we're in the realm of, you know, bloom is influencing the halation's influencing the bloom. Like, this is incredible. So I'm leaning on the side of going a little bit more intense here just for the style of it. Yeah, see, so we've gone now from this to this. I honestly, I'm thoroughly impressed. Like the glow coming off of the flame, it just feels more cinematic. And that's the objective here. If you think Dehancer would be a good fit for your workflow, then I highly recommend go over to the website and check out everything they have to offer. It's a lot. So that's it from me. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I hope you got something useful out of it. I will see you in the next one. Peace.